All right, we back. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. We about to go live in about 30 minutes, probably sooner, maybe an hour when you see this video. But you know, I just want to know, how did Alexander Povetkin become the mandatory to the WBA? Now we're going to go through some hypocrisy, some lying, and some corruption real quick, okay? All right, if you don't know, back in 2016, in January and December, Alexander Povetkin got popped for PEDs. First one was a drug that was banned at the top of the 2016 calendar year, which was meldonium. And Povetkin, said that he had it in his system from October, and they kind of got a G pass for that. But by him having that in his system and Vada picked it up, the water fight was off. All right, and then 8 months later, 9 months later, whatever it was, sometime in December he's supposed to fight Stavern, okay? But don't forget, the first fight with Wilder was for the WBC Championship. So then Bermane Stavern, he got ordered to a title eliminator for the right to face Deontay Wilder again versus Alexander Povetkin after he failed the first drug test, okay? There was no suspensions or repercussions at that point, okay? Then Povetkin came back and failed it for Ostrinine. I don't know what that is. Ostrinine. I don't know what it is. But whatever with I'm not looking at it in front of my face, by the way. He failed another drug test. Stavern went back to Vegas. Then he got a year ban by the WBC, okay? He was banned from their rankings for a year. He paid $250,000 for to get re-ranked after a year, okay? Now it's going to get interesting here, okay? He was still allowed to face Johan Dunhaps by the Russian Commission, or whatever it was. The commission in Russia still allowed him to fight Johan Dunhaps while he had that shit in his ass, all right? He knocked Dunhaps out in 6 rounds. I'm looking at it right here. All right, he knocked him out in 6 rounds. That's after Wilder had knocked him out, all right? But let's slow it down. He wasn't suspended by the WBO, the WBA, or the IBF. I didn't find any research on him being suspended by another sanctioning belt body. Let's kind of go back a little bit, okay? Not too far back. Let's go back to October 2016, okay? 17, excuse me. And remember Luis Ortiz was the mandatory for Anthony Joshua, which I won't go into, for the billionth time how he became the mandatory, okay? Remember he failed the VADA drug testing program for WBC, and the WBA so conveniently suspended him. And they didn't do any investigation on Ortiz. They suspended him for failing the WBC VADA drug test. Fast. Because remember, Luis Ortiz was getting ready to sue the WBA through the Muhammad Ali Act for lying and cheating. Well, yeah, lying and cheating. Because they told him, and the part of the agreement between Klitschko, Joshua, and Ortiz and the WBA was that he got the winner next. No rematch, no nothing. And they sat down with the IBF, and they said, okay, Joshua will fight Puev and Ortiz can wait. But Puev came out and said his management and his promotional team wasn't on the same team. And he wasn't healthy enough to fight. And they still tried to force to use Puev's name, knowing that Takam was going to be the opponent the whole time. Ortiz failed the drug test. They suspended him. But no, the WBA didn't suspend Alexander Povetkin when he failed the WBC VADA drug test. 2 times they didn't suspend Alexander Povetkin. They didn't suspend him. But they suspended Luis Ortiz, and even go back, they suspended Lamont Peterson. Both which were cleared. IBF stuck by Lamont Peterson, he was cleared. Luis Ortiz, WC stuck by him, he was cleared. You think the WBA re-ranked Ortiz after him being cleared as the #1 contender again? No, they did not. No, they did not. Now you see the hypocrisy and the corruption in boxing, real talk? Y'all see it? Ortiz got suspended for another sanctioned body drug test. It was cleared and was not re-ranked as Anthony Joshua's mandatory after being cleared of all wrongdoing. But Alexander Povetkin failed 2 drug tests in the same calendar year. I think it was 8 months apart. And had no repercussions in the WBA. And the WBA is the oldest, longest standing sanctioning body. And now they're getting exposed for being corrupt and money hungry with the regular title, the interim title, and a Super WBA title. Corruption. They're getting 9% in certain cases, for 3 different belts. That's money hungry. Expose. Let's expose them for what they are. Expose them. Now, let's see. Okay. Alexander Povetkin is number 3 in the WBC, I believe. He's top 3 in all of them. He's number 1 in the WBO, number 1 in the WBA, okay? Let's take a look at it. Okay, he was banned right around December 2016, okay? So he come back after about a year, about a 6-month ban or year ban, whatever it is, to be re-ranked, okay? You know, he comes back, and look, and all right, let's just say July he fought again, okay? He fought Don Haps in December and knocked him out while he was cheating. Then he fights a guy named Andriy Rudaka, Rudinok. You know, he fought him in Moscow. He won by unanimous decision. Okay, it was for the vacant WBA Continental Heavyweight title and also the vacant WBO Intercontinental Heavyweight title, okay? He fought Christian Hammer, who was 22-24. And by the way, that Andriy guy was ranked 31-3-2. But he fought Christian Hammer, 22-4. He won by unanimous decision. He fought him in whatever the hell that is for the same Intercontinental titles. Okay? And let's take a look at both of these guys' resume real quick, okay? You know, the Rudankin guy, he's from Ukraine. He was 31-3 right now. You know, his last fight was Povetkin. He lost by unanimous decision. Never was knocked out, but never heard of him. Christian Hammer, 22-4. Okay, he was knocked out 3 times. Povetkin didn't even knock him out. He won by unanimous decision. He was knocked out by. He was retired by Tyson Fury. He was not. He was KO'd by Walk, who just fought Jarrell Miller. He was KO'd by Robert Gregor in his first professional fight. So Povetkin couldn't KO 2 guys, well, at least 1 guy that already been knocked out in his career. And it's an article on Boxing Scene. If you look, one of the Russian trainers said he don't look the same since he came off that shit. So he couldn't knock out Christian Hammer, who was knocked out 3 previous times before fighting him, even by Tyson Fury, who was retirement. And the other guy we never heard of, he didn't knock him out. So 2 straight fights. And both of those guys, I don't know who they are. So would you guys say both of those guys can get you the number 1 WBA spot or WBC spot or WO spot? No. Then he fights David Price, who's been knocked out several times in his career for the same Intercontinental titles, okay? So would you say Christian Hammer, David Price, and Rudinok, would those guys qualify you coming off a WBC suspension to be number 1 in anybody's sanctioned belt body? No. So how does he get re-ranked in the WBC top 3 after paying $250,000? I think it was $500,000 it ended up being. How do you get ranked in the top 3 by fighting 3 guys we never heard of? Not we never heard of, but wasn't shit. That's not Parker. That's not White. That's not Ortiz. You know? That ain't even Amir Mansour. That's not even Dominic Brazil. You feel me? So how do you fight those 3 guys and you say, okay, you're the number 1 contender for the WBA? So my premise is this. My point is this. This is my premise. How does Alexander Povetkin get ranked as the number 1 WBA fighter in top 3 in every sanctioned belt body, coming off a 2-time failed drug test by VADA? How does he get ranked so high? And on top of that, he ain't fought nobody to be ranked that high. How? How does this happen? So don't tell me that Alexander Povetkin is qualified to be the number 1 contender or mandatory in the WBO and WBA and top 3 in the other ones for Joshua and Wilder's belt. Don't tell me that he deserves that. No, he does not. He does not deserve that. You know? He didn't fight Hifi Fury. You know? He didn't fight anybody. Tony Bellew, you know, that's in the top 10 of the WBC, coming off a suspension. No Brian Jennings, WBA. No BJ Flores. No Guillermo Jones. No, I mean, he fought Christian Hammer. He's number 9. But did that make you the number 1 in the WBA? No. It's a scam, dog. Boxing is real, real corrupt. And if we don't band together and speak out on this corruption, forget all that old media, racist, biased shit, man. We need to stick together and expose the real and get it out there. And that's what this new media junket is about. I'm going to continue to do it and expose the BS I'm going to come back and double back with a live video real soon. It's your boy CJ Goodfella. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All links in the description. You want to donate, the PayPal link is there for sure. One time for the one time. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so y'all know when we go live and upload. We going live and share.